Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming into another video. So, I got to rush through this one because I got a lot of stuff I got to handle personally. But I want to give you guys an update on the Los Angeles Lakers because that's what everything's about. Got the Portland Trail Blazers tonight at 7:30, and the injury list is extensive. Portland's got half of their team missing. The Lakers obviously are missing LeBron James, Kendrick Nunn. I believe that AD is probable, and I believe Russell Westbrook is probable as well. So this is what it is. Anthony Simons is day to day, but he's expected to play, and that is key because he's the guy that's come in and started to break out for the Portland Trail Blazers in Damian Lillard's absence. CJ McCollum is also back from his collapsed lung, and of course he has a brand new baby in his household. Congratulations to him and his family. Big deal. Very happy about that. He's back, and he's been back for a little bit. He's ready to go. Nazir Little out for the season. I just found that out. I had no idea. That's pretty devastating, but he messed his shoulder up somehow. So, yeah, he's going to be out. You said Yusef Nurkic will be probable this evening, even though he's been out for a little bit. And our boy Larry Nance, he's also out. He's been out since January 5th. I do not believe he'll be able to go tonight. So, it's extensive, man. I think CJ LB is a player who's also out. I think that's his name, LB. He will not be playing for the Blazers. So, yeah. That injury situation is serious. This is a playoff game for both teams. That's what I want to tell you guys. It is very important to see it that way because these are the two teams that are going to be fighting for that final play-in tournament spot. So we definitely need to make this a win, regardless of Braun playing or not. This is the team you must beat. It's a game at home. We've been on this 5 or 6 game road trip. I think it was 6 games, and we had a very subpar record on that road trip. We only won 2 of those games. Here's the deal. Obviously, you guys know my opinion about the Los Angeles Lakers. I went through so many different rants about firing coach, trading players, having assets, and things of that nature. I don't really want to get into that right now. That's just a strain on my brain, to be completely and utterly honest with you guys. But what I can say is this game is important no matter who's dressing up for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I found a whole lot of encouragement from that Charlotte Hornets game when we were severely undermanned and still had an opportunity to win a game against a pretty good playoff team in the Eastern Conference in the Charlotte Hornets. I want to see that type of energy tonight. I don't care who's suiting up. I just want to see the Los Angeles Lakers take it to this team. They are not that great of a squad. They are undermanned severely, but they do have a talented backcourt that you must account for on the perimeter. And a guy by the name of Yusef Nurkic, who, of course, can provide them a great deal of size on the inside, even though they are undermanned severely on the inside. This is not one of those games where you want to play small ball. You do not want to do that. And you don't necessarily want AD banging with Nurkic. Nurkic is a guy who is a true center. He loves to rebound. He loves to bang. He's going to do things that are going to make it so that you're going to feel his body. It's not the guy to put AD on. But you know you're going to do it anyway because you know who's coaching the team. So that's the thing. We're behind the 8 ball so long as our coach doesn't see the fruit in playing Dwight Howard those minutes. For whatever reason, Dwight doesn't get the minutes. When he wants to go big, he goes DJ. Nobody agrees with that but him, so that's just what it is. So my level of pessimism as it pertains to the Los Angeles Lakers is very low. I just don't have a whole lot of faith in the team at all right now. Anthony Davis is a player that I'm happy to see back. He played great the last time we saw him. So you're hopeful that you'll continue to see good play out of him heading into this particular game. Russell Westbrook, same thing. Obviously he's going to be somebody we lean on to kind of continue his big stat play. He had kind of fallen off a little bit in terms of his consistency and his stats. But as of late, since LeBron has been out, I think he's found his comfort zone. He looks better. He looks like he's feeling better. And ultimately, it's turned into better statistics, more production in the scoring column. The turnovers were pretty bad in the last game. But for the most part, over the last month or so, he has kept his turnovers down. Let's hope that he's not headed back in the wrong direction with that because it'll really be helpful if he doesn't. Cut and dry, Portland is so undermanned that outside of CJ McCollum and Anthony Simons, I don't really know who they got to throw at us, to be utterly honest with you guys. Maybe it's because I didn't look at the roster itself. I probably should have. But I got a feeling it's going to be that backcourt doing most of the damage there. They're not the deepest team in the world. They're not the most talented team in the world. But they are a team that you cannot take lightly because of the fact that they have that back court that can just really ramp it up. Anthony Simons is a guy who can give you a lot of points and a lot of assists. And because of the fact that we're not that great of a defensive team, you could be looking at him having an all-star level performance tonight. Obviously, CJ McCollum being healthy does not help. This is also somebody who can definitely be an all-star in this league, somebody who can very easily have a 30-point game. He's had 50-point games in his career, so you must respect just exactly how much offense that backcourt is capable of putting on you. I'm going to be looking at Malik Monk. He obviously had a fantastic shooting night against the Atlanta Hawks after missing the game against Charlotte. Let's lean on him a little more, give him his opportunities, let him do his thing. I really want to see us continue to give Stanley Johnson minutes at the 3 spot. When we ask him to play the 4 or small ball 5, you're not putting him in a position to succeed. And that's what our coaches has done in Atlanta. Had him trying to guard guys like Collins. That's not going to work. Onyeka Okongwu really had a good time. That's not a recipe for success. Now, obviously, Atlanta's front court and their team entirely is just more talented than Portland at this point. But that's not to say that they can't do some of the same things too as that Portland did with their size and Yusuf Nurkic. Nurkic is a guy who every once in a while, and I always say this when I mention him, every once in a while he literally puts up one of the greatest lines you ever see. Like, just that. One of the greatest lines you'll ever see. He's done it twice or 3 times in his career where you look up and you say, my God, is this guy a Hall of Famer or what? Like, he's just capable. But the majority of the time he's going to give you average numbers. Well, 10 and 10 or maybe something like that. But then he'll just be that one game where he has 25 rebounds, 5 blocks, 30 points. Like, he can do it. It's just, you never know when he's going to tap into it. So let it not be tonight. That's what I'll say. Just let it not be tonight. But Anthony Simons, I'm definitely expecting to continue to ascend into all-star status. Although he's a little bit banged up right now, being day-to-day, the fact that he's expected to play tells me that he's feeling good enough to be himself. So you can count on him to put up close to all-star numbers if he's doing it the way that I know he's capable of doing it at this point. So for me, he's a candidate for most improved, I think. I'm just highly impressed with this kid. I've always known he could ball. It's never been a question. It's just been the team he's on. And as I say about our team, I said the same thing about the Portland Trailblazers. I just didn't think their coach had a whole lot of imagination in the past. But they got rid of that coach finally and brought in Chauncey Billups. And Chauncey Billups has gotten the most out of Anthony Simons. So I expect that to continue tonight. Listen, Portland is a struggling basketball club. If you expecting to have a game where you can kind of play up to our level and still get a victory, tonight's one of those nights. You're at home, you're missing your best player, but you do have Anthony Davis, you do have Russell Westbrook, you do have Malik Monk. You should win this game. I'm just going to put it like that. I'm not expecting to blow them out. I'm not expecting it to be close. I'm not expecting to have to lead the entire time. I'm not saying that. But if we execute the way we're supposed to, lean on Anthony Davis the way we know he can, we can win this game. And that's not something I'm going to say every night. So last time I said that, unfortunately, the Lakers came out and laid an egg. As I always tell you guys, if you're betting on the Lakers, chances are you probably want to bet against them because one thing is going to always be consistent. Frank Vogel is going to give the other team an opportunity to win the game. No matter what, it never fails. Either they're going to walk through the door he opens for them or they're not. It's up to the other team. It always will be so long as he's coaching the team. That is my truth, and I stick by that. And it's working. I hate to say it, but it's working. I'd have made a lot of money betting against the Lakers. But I would never do that because I'm a fan, as you can see. So this is what it is, you guys. The Los Angeles Lakers have an opportunity to steal a game against a team that they're going to be battling with probably in the play-in tournament. And even though we expect Dame Lillard to be back by then, he ain't back yet. So we have got to take advantage. Anthony Simons is really, really good. Going to be an all-star someday. We have to take him as seriously as possible. Double team him if you have to. Don't be afraid to put Stanley Johnson on him. I know our coach loves to put Stanley Johnson on bigger players. I would do the opposite. I would put Stanley on all these little awesome guards that we end up running into every night. That's who I would put Stanley on. He's quick enough. He's big enough to body against those guys. He's going to have more success against smaller players than he is against bigger players. Mark my word, it's a better strategy. Put him on the smaller guys before you put him on the bigger ones. Austin Reeves, keep shooting, man. Do not lose confidence in your shot. I know it's not falling, but I seen you hit a big game winner against the Rockets. I have not forgotten that. You smoked them boys. Keep shooting. It's going to fall. I'm not saying he's a great shooter, but like a guy like Stanley Johnson, as long as you're not afraid to shoot them, they will eventually fall. And so that's what I love about those two players. They're not afraid to shoot, even though they're not gifted shooters. If you try leaving them open, they have no problem trying to burn you. That's something I'm looking at for sure. I'd like the coach to, first of all, I want to say this. Kent Bazemore has been doing a really good job with the minutes he's been given. I know he's on a trade block. So long as he's playing well, I think we should call his number. He's been playing well with the limited minutes that we've been giving him, low key. When I say low key, it's gone forgotten. It's gone unnoticed, but not by me. Kent Bazemore is closer to playing better basketball than he is to playing worse basketball, if that makes any sense. He's been playing better. So I'm not afraid to call his number tonight. Being shorthanded, give him a shot. Let's see if we can get him to play a little better so we can raise his trade value a little bit. Because he's somebody who I know has a nice high arcing three-point shot that he just hasn't found the rhythm for this season. I know Kent Bazemore can play a lot better than he has, and even though he may be closer to done than he is to being able to help us, I don't think he's as done as, say, DJ or Trevor Ariza. Don't play DJ or Trevor Ariza. Just don't. Don't. Sit them. DMPs every night. Waive them if you have to. Trade them if you can. Do not play them. Trevor Ariza is one of the biggest liabilities, if not the biggest liability on this team. His game is gone. It's gone, fam. It's over. Period. DJ, the same thing. Just don't play those dudes. You'll be better for it. Don't play them. And you know he is. You know he is. You know Frank gonna play him because he leans on vets. Let's see. Avery Bradley. You know me, I'm an Avery Bradley hater as it pertains to him getting a lot of minutes on this team because we have so many young guards, and I just think we do better playing them. But Avery Bradley has here and there moments, even though his shot is not falling, which is kind of disappointing because one of the things I liked about him back in 2020 was how consistent he was in hitting that open shot. But he does still do some good things defensively here and there, even though there's a lot of blow-bys there because the foot speed's not there. Ultimately, his active hands and his smarts can still put him in positions to be a helpful piece out there if you play him key minutes in good lineups. Unfortunately, our coach likes to play him all the time in every lineup, and that's not getting the most out of him. So, yeah, that's what I want to say. Sit him too, honestly. Give those minutes to the young guys, etc., etc. Hey, look, THT is a player I'm having a hard time with. I'm having a real hard time with it. I think most Laker Nation's having a hard time with THT because he does a lot of good things out there as it pertains to what he's capable of doing. He's a guy who 7 years from now, I expect to be able to get 3 steals, 2 blocks, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 20 points. Like, he's capable of filling up the box score completely with what he's capable of doing. He can do all things. The problem is he just doesn't know how to play basketball yet. You know what I mean? Like, he's not there yet. He's not in a position where he's had the coaching or the time on the floor yet, or all of that. They're going to have to continue to work on him. And I just don't know that keeping him in trade rumors is good for his confidence. So I just don't like how the Lakers have handled THT at all this season. I think part of that is on him to just be smarter out there, bro. Stop taking bad shots. Stop launching crap that doesn't even help your team. So I'm disappointed in all the vets surrounding THT too. They need to get in his ear. Tell him what he should and should not be doing. I just don't feel like the Lakers are doing enough to bring him along. I don't think we're developing him properly at all. The minutes he's been given have been big minutes, but he hasn't done a whole lot with those minutes, and he hasn't done a whole lot of good out there for his team. He's usually one of the worst plus-minus players for us a lot of the time. I just want to see us do a better job of developing him, and I think that's on the organization. I honestly do. So, if he's one of those guys where you got to monitor him, just like Westbrook. If he's balling, play him. If he's not, pull him. That's how you play both of those players. And most definitely, never play them together. Never. Ever should they be on the floor together. Why? Because they both make the same type of mental mistakes. They're both guys that don't have the highest basketball IQ out there. So their mental mistakes double down on your deficit in a lot of cases. And when they're both on the floor at the same time, you know it's not going to be a whole lot of good going on. Stop playing them together, Frank. I know you're going to do it anyway. So, pay attention to when those two players are on the floor. That's what I would tell all Laker fans. Just watch what I'm saying. It's like doubling down on bad IQ, honestly. Just cut and dry. Don't do it. So yeah, man, it's our team. We don't have that much of a good squad. I guess you could say it's not that great of a roster. And you double down on that truth by understanding that Frank Vogel's not going to press the right buttons. So, yeah, do I expect to win tonight? I never expect to win. I do not expect to win, especially without LeBron James' easy buckets and rebounding and pace pushing. But Anthony Davis, you're due. Coming back looking great. The last time we saw him, like I said, he played fantastic, blocking shots, rebounding. His shot blocking has been what's most impressive. He has done a fantastic job of giving us the blocks that have been missing while he's been gone. And with rim protection being such a big issue for us, him getting 3 blocks and 4 blocks in those 2 respective games have been A1 superb. So as long as he continues to give us that shot blocking prowess, that's going to be something that's going to help us win basketball games as it goes forward. His tip ins, even though I think he's not that good of a rebounder, his rebounds, those things are going to be a help for our squad. I don't know if he's still on minutes restriction. I know we have a back-to-back, so obviously you expect him to miss one of these 2 games. I'd expect him to miss the Clipper game tomorrow. So that's, and you gotta ask yourself, if you're a Laker fan, you gotta ask yourself, would you rather him play in this one or tomorrow's game? And to be completely honest with you, I'd rather him play in tomorrow's game. And the reason why is because we're going up against such a fantastic coach tomorrow that if all we have out there is Russell Westbrook, you can just, that's an L, bro. Just count that as a loss. So, yeah, I feel a lot better about tonight's game than I do about going up against the Clippers. They're just a better squad right now with infinitely better coaching. So we'll get to that game tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. Tonight it's about the Blazers at 7:30 here in LA. Finally, we get some home cooking. Finally, we're back in our gym at the Crow. That's what I call it. Some people call it the Crypt. I call it the Crow. So that's what it is, man. Los Angeles Lakers, Portland Trail Blazers. Keep an eye on Anthony Simons. Keep an eye on some of these other guys who are going to try to make a name for themselves. You know, that's the thing. Because I don't know what their roster looks like, I'm probably forgetting some key guys or something. But I think the opportunities for some of their other guys are there. And being that we're not that great of a defensive team, you could totally see an opportunity where a guy who doesn't really have a big name can have a big game tonight. So look out for that type of thing. It's to be expected. What else? Tyler Zeller. Tyler Zeller is a underrated center in this league. He's really good, man. This dude gets boards. He dunks the ball. He rebounds. He does his thing at that center position. And I didn't think I saw his name on the injury report today. So I would look to him to kind of have an above-average basketball game tonight, being that we like to play small ball, and he also has his boy Nurkic down there. So that's going to give them some size and some cushion, and I would be wary to think that he's just going to be jogging back and forth tonight. If he's available to play, he's going to be active. But, yeah, this is the CJ and Simon show tonight, and we better be ready for that. So, that's what I got, man. Am I looking forward to this game? Yeah. Yes. Because I want to see AD continue to play well. He is why I'll be watching tonight. I want to see how he continues to look. I want to see if he can carry some of the load like Bron has. You know, Bron kept us at 500, right? Even though we had our struggles, we were able to get consistent minutes and consistent production out of LeBron James that helped us stay in the fold. Anthony Davis can do that too when he's right. And last time we saw him, he was right. So it's going to be on him to hold it down. Bron held it down. Your turn, AD. You're capable of this. Get us a victory tonight, and that will solidify what it is I'm talking about. I'm not expecting to see sluggish AD tonight. I'm not expecting to see bad AD tonight. AD has looked good since coming back. So that's why I'll be watching tonight. I want to see if he can continue that. Hopefully that wrist is healthy. Hopefully we continue good health in his regard. And that's what it's about, man. You know, we missed AD. Not only as it pertains to him being injured, but just the way he played to start the season. That wasn't Anthony Davis. I don't know who it was, but that wasn't him. The guy we've been seeing these last 2 times, that was Anthony Davis. And that's who I'm going to be watching tonight. So, that's what I got, man. BDF 44. Thank y'all for watching.